listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's The Tomorrow People After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's The Tomorrow People After Show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to AfterBuzz TV. I am Tom Connolly, and we are doing a Tomorrow People After Show here.
Yeah.
And sitting across from me is...
Hi, I'm Yael.
Nice. You are here. We're both here.
Yeah.
This is Season 1, Episode 10, Citadel.
This is the first ever
After show.
AfterBuzz.
Yes.
Oh, that's exciting.
I know. We're breaking ground here
Ground
at
broken.
AfterBuzz. We're not teleporting anywhere, though.
No.
No, sorry. We have those D, what are those called? Like D chips or whatever?
Yeah, there
Yes.
are D chips all
Yes.
over the studio.
Yeah,
guys.
so nobody will be teleporting in or out of the studio.
That would be so cool.
It would be. I think we would just fall out of our chairs if that
Yep.
did happen. But, so, you know, we're jumping halfway into this show, for at least the first season.
Yeah.
What do you think of it so far?
I'm loving it. I'm so excited. I think this is a really interesting and fun new show, and I'm very, very excited to see where it's going, and I have loved so far everything that we've seen.
Yes, I agree with you 100% on that. Yeah, I think, you know, if, you know, fans watching at home or, you know, listening, it is a remake of it. It was originally a British show.
Yep, in the 70s.
Yeah, and then they brought it back again, which is, I remember it being on Nickelodeon.
It was on Nickelodeon in the
Yeah.
early 90s.
Yeah,
Yep.
I could kind of remember some of it, but not that much.
I feel like it was a
that.
comedy and it was family friendly, right?
No, I think from what I remember it being very serious.
Okay.
So maybe we were watching different shows.
Maybe.
But I remember being very good then.
Yeah.
But I think it was still a British show then. Like it was still, you know, shot over there and everything. So, but then they just aired it on Nickelodeon. So now we're here. It's 2014.
2014.
Yeah, it started in 2013. Now it is the American version of
On the CW.
Yes. Not a surprise that it's on the CW.
Nope.
Fits perfectly in with all the shows that they have on that network. So this episode, we found out at the end of last episode that Steven basically killed himself
Yep.
to find his dad, who he thinks is still alive.
In limbo.
Yes, in limbo, and they left us hanging last season. At the last episode of him, you know, he said he found his dad, but we never got to see anything that happened.
Yeah.
So I was surprised. Did you think? Were you kind of like mad at the end of the last episode?
I did not expect them to show us what it was. I kind of thought he'd come back and be like, I saw him and that's about it. And like, and they'd be like, well, what happened? He'd be like, nothing. Like I saw him for splits. Like I was really expecting them to disappoint us and they didn't.
No.
It
started right off with that.
Yeah.
And his dad tells him he needs to find his body and find Simon Plame. Yes.
I wrote it down.
Yes, I did too. I just thought it was. I was thinking Plane. And I guess Plame is one of the original breakouts and was working with Steven's dad back in the day.
Yep.
But this episode had it all: fighting, stories,
Romance.
yes, romance for Steven's mom.
Romance.
Played by who was Nina. I don't know if you watched 24.
I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I first saw her on this show, I was like, yes. Do you think? Well, we'll get to the predictions later.
We'll get
sorry.
there.
I'm jumping ahead. I want to talk about it all.
Yeah.
But overall, what do you think of this first episode? No.
I really liked it. I really liked that we got to see the Citadel. I really liked that they talked more about the Ultra prison / research facility, and they brought back the Annex Project and said that that's where it began.
Yeah.
I really liked seeing all that and getting more into Ultra, because what we know kind of right now about Ultra is that they're this big agency that chases down new outbreaks, and That's basically all they do.
Yeah.
And at some point they did research and now they don't. So I really liked seeing this whole backstory and seeing, you know, other people, like children, adults. It was, I loved that.
Yeah. Now, they're basically finding, you know, more tomorrow people. They're holding them, doing all these experiments to them. You don't know exactly what they're doing, but
right.
And you know, we found there was a Errol. And it ended up escaping. I thought that was a cool way how he escaped.
Oh yeah.
But I also want to know, how did he get that guy's hand?
I was thinking that same thing. How did that hand get from one cell to the other?
Yeah. It was basically him and a guy in a cell, and they handcuffed him together. Yep. But really, he was just holding. You see the other guys, and it's just like all
so gross.
The stub, and he escapes. Which I do the Supernatural show here. I don't know if you watch Supernatural.
I am a little behind, but I do watch Supernatural.
Okay. Arrow was actually in last season of He was a character in that. So
is he not the guy from X-Men: The Last Stand? He was the security guard that Rebecca Romaine seduced and put iron into him.
I'm can't
telling
really remember,
you that's him.
But we'll have to IMDb it after this. Or hey, people at home, IMDb it. Let us know.
Yeah, tweet at
comment
us.
Comment, tweet. Do all that stuff for us. Give us a 5-star rating too.
Yeah.
Because we need it. We want it.
We're new.
We deserve it.
We do deserve it.
But yeah, so he was a character on Supernatural. So I was like, and he was a good character. I liked him on there.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. I feel like they do that too on CW shows. They almost like pass around.
Oh, definitely.
Actors. They're like, okay, you're really good. We like working with you. Hey, you're gonna be on this other show.
They definitely do pass people around.
Which also Jedekiah was.
Right.
Or he was on Supernatural too.
Yeah, he was Satan.
Yeah, so it just kind of worked out.
Nice.
He's a very good actor.
Yes.
He could be in. He's in Lost. He could just be in everything. Yeah. I like him. Anything he's been in, I am a big fan of it. So it works out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we find out they're doing these experiments. Errol escapes. And then Steven, he was described as being even more powerful than the tomorrow people that Steven that group, everyone in the bunker there.
Yeah.
Because he can block people out of his mind.
Yeah.
Which that's a new trick.
That's a new trick we haven't seen. Yeah. I wonder, since Steven is supposed to be super powerful, if he'll eventually be able to do that.
I think so.
Probably.
I feel like he can do what. I feel like we're gonna even find out more things that he can do. We know he can. He's the only person that can stop time.
Right.
Him and his dad.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess we'll see over time of more tricks that he can do, or maybe he can almost like. I know you were describing earlier to someone that this is X-Men
meets
and Heroes. So is he like a Siler and can just pick up whatever he wants?
Maybe.
But I think he has to. I think Siler could just take it. I think Steven would have to learn and practice at doing
right.
This kind
I
of
just
stuff.
feel like since Steven's supposed to be our chosen one, he's gonna end up with, if somebody else can do something, turns out he can do it too. He just hasn't learned how to yet.
Yeah,
that's my theory. Not to get into predictions.
No. But just talking about the people at home have been watching the first 9 episodes.
Yeah.
There's that connection between Steven and Kara, which we still don't know why they're connected.
Right.
Or what? Do you have anything?
I think maybe there might be something within the Tomorrow people that they're like matched.
Like kind of like a soulmate
kind of like
thing?
A soulmate kind of thing. Maybe I've been watching too much of The Neighbors, where they have that soulmatey thing.
Gotcha.
Maybe.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with you. There's definitely, they have that connection of they can just feel each other and read each other's minds better than anybody else can.
Yeah. What do you think? It's because Steven's special, or because there's something between them?
I think there's something between them.
Right.
There's that connection that I think will be revealed, down the line. I feel like we're gonna also probably, I don't know, I would like to see them meeting like older people than them. I mean, everyone there is kind of like in their 20s and look like a model. And
well, it's the CW.
It is.
You can't be on it unless you used to model underwear.
Yes.
That is a rule there.
I think when they come in for auditions, they're like, They probably just come in like shirtless for their auditions.
I will run the CW auditions from now on.
Yeah, I mean everyone on the show is gorgeous. So
yeah,
I do. I mean, I'm sure people watching. There's Team Steven, Team John.
Oh, of course.
Team Kara.
Yeah.
Team what's his friend's name now? Steven's
Astrid.
Astrid, that's it.
How dare you?
I know.
You're just
I
like
know.
Steven forgetting about Astrid.
Yeah. But I like Astrid better than I like Kara. She wasn't in the episode.
So what I really liked in this episode, speaking of the different couples and teams and whatever, did anybody else notice the connection with Morgan, Jedediah's girlfriend, and John? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's going to be great. Mm-hmm. And that will finally push Kara and Steven together. Yes. And then everyone will be happy.
And then Jedediah will be even more mad because John will take his girl because, that's his rules. Yes, exactly.
Because John's like that. He would do that.
Mm-hmm. Hey, he's got to get back at. I mean, he did lie to her about killing Steven's dad and kept that a secret for a couple years from them now.
Well, I mean, now they all know. That was really exciting in this episode.
That was, yeah.
Sorry to jump around.
No, that's fine. We'll jump into that next. John tells everyone that what happened, that he was the one that killed Roger.
He, I think, also admits that he can kill, which is a huge deal to them.
They didn't know that. Only a few of them knew that he could do that. Mm-hmm. And so then Mike, which we haven't seen him before, new character, comes in and says that I think it should be a vote. And John's like, well, you're not. No one's gonna vote. Basically, saying no one's gonna vote for you, Mike. Yeah. Because we just met you.
Basically.
And Mike was like, "Well, they're not gonna vote for me, but they'll vote for Kara." So he nominated. So it was Kara versus John to see who would be the new leader. And Russell kind of had, he didn't know who to pick at first. I think he was torn between them, but he did pick John.
After like 5 people picked Kara.
Yes. And then like 20 more picked her. Yeah. And they didn't that was the only vote they showed for John.
Right. Can we talk about that polling system?
Yeah.
That was amazing. For those who, for whatever reason, missed it, they voted by, using their telekinetic powers to move candles. Yes. And then when the vote was over, all the candles lit up.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Real excited, like.
Like they knew who won.
Yeah, the candles.
The candles have feelings in this show.
It was kind of Harry Potter-esque.
Yes, it was.
I loved it.
It was cool. I did like that part of it too.
It was interesting because, like, in a normal place, you would vote by like putting names in that, and they were like, "No, we are the Tomorrow People. We are special. We do things differently." Mm-hmm. I loved it. Yeah, it was very interesting to watch.
Yes, we use our powers to talk, to vote, and we move things with our mind.
Right.
But did you think that when Mike first said they wanted to do that vote, they kind of had a shot of John where he was kind of smiling? I think he did this on purpose. I feel like he wanted
Kara to lead.
Yeah, like I think he wanted it to come to a vote and to have her be in charge.
Why?
I think because he wanted them to still be able to trust someone and and John be part of the group still and he's as long as they'll say that Kara is in charge, but he's still kind of running things too.
Right, of course.
So they'll still everyone down there has the trust because they trust Kara, but he still has a say in what goes on.
Interesting.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought it was going for. I thought they were going to show, and when she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," at the end that she won, he still kind of almost had that smile of. I guess they kind of played it off in this of like, well, you're in charge, but you don't really want to be in charge,
right?
But I thought it was him. Masterminding this whole thing.
Well, it's interesting, especially if you look back at how things turned out after her first day, that he was like, kind of saying to her, like, you're in charge, but like, you should talk to me about things and trust my opinion because I know what I'm doing.
I've been doing this for a while.
Yeah,
and he's played both sides now.
Right.
With being an Ultra agent and now being with them with the other Tomorrow People.
Well, do you think it'll be better now?
I think it could. I think he will have more free reign to do what he wants and kind of get away with it and not have to have the consequences of you really messed up because you didn't do this.
And you're supposed to be our leader.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And now he can come in and, like in this, like later when he ended up saving them at the end.
Yeah.
Now everyone's like, oh wow, all right, John's really good. He saved us at the end.
And we needed him. We needed someone who could pull the trigger.
Yes.
Interesting. I missed that, and I think that's an interesting idea.
I don't know if that's where it's going, but hey, that was what I picked up. I just thought it was very interesting to me.
Well, I really liked that as the leader, Kara was like, you know what? We never do anything.
Yes.
Why don't we go and get this one guy and then have him lead us to other people? Like, what a new concept. Why didn't we think of that before? I really liked, and that ambush that she organized, the first one, I think it was a really nicely executed ambush. It was a really adorable idea. It was very cool to watch. Shooting Steven was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. I thought I was expecting them to like ambush them on the street. So I wasn't expecting it to happen like in that warehouse where the car was.
Yeah, I think if they would have waited till the street, Jedediah wouldn't have been so, suspicious of them. I also thought that Steven's partner, the Ultra agent who was lying there on the ground, because we kept seeing him, I thought he was going to overhear.
Oh, what was going on? This is like his third agent now, that partner that he's working with.
Yeah,
he's got the first two killed. Come on, Steven. Come on, be better about. Protecting your I know they're your enemy, but you need to at least...
They're still people.
Yes, exactly.
Whether they're tomorrow people or humans, they're still people.
Yes, exactly. Be more careful.
Yeah.
And I was surprised when, they're like, well, you need to get shot because you need to make this look right. One thing that, I like this show, but one thing that I still don't understand is that the tomorrow people, they can, see and hear all this stuff that's going on. And I feel like maybe it will be, played out later, but, Jedediah has to know everything that he is doing all the time. Because why would you not have some kind of secret agent following Steven all the time? Right?
Yes.
I know I'm stating the obvious, but I just think there's so many times where he's with them and he's, back at Ultra, he's back with them. Yeah. They're definitely following him, right? Come on.
There are a few times where I've thought something similar to that, which was there's no way that like Jedediah hasn't found them. Because they spend a lot of time underground, but they also need stuff. And so I feel like he's just letting them be there because he needs an enemy.
Yeah. I think so. I think you're right. And with the when he let Steven take John, I mean, it was to get Morgan back,
right?
But it was still like him and John are playing, or I don't know. I don't understand that relationship. It's very
well. I feel like Jedediah is John's father figure,
or do you think he's his real dad?
His real dad?
Like, do you think that's his father? Or no?
I never thought of that. Steven and John as cousins. Interesting.
I don't know. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But we'll talk about it in a little bit.
All right.
But yeah, so they break in, they get the car, they get Errol back.
Yeah. He's a little unstable.
Yes, very, very, very unstable. He doesn't like Hot Pockets. We know that. Russell tried to offer him a Hot Pocket.
How dare you offer me food?
I know. You would have thought he was gonna rip his head off.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't like, the pizza one. Maybe he likes the, cheddar and or broccoli one or whatever it is.
What I didn't understand about Errol's distaste for Hot Pockets was that he didn't like it when anyone said anything to him telepathically. Steven was like, hey, I'm like you. And he pushed him out. And then what is his name?
Russell.
Yeah, that's it.
He started talking to him.
Russell was like, do you want a Hot Pocket? And he pushed him out. Like, not everyone, at least let them get past the first sentence, because maybe they aren't all evil. I mean, I get that he's gone through a lot.
Yeah.
Fine. But still, he offered you food.
Yes. But also, just talk to him.
Yeah.
You can talk to him too, and he will talk back. Like, why do you have to go, talk to him that way?
Yeah.
Just use your mouth and your voice.
But also, Errol could have said like, hey, I don't like it when you read my mind or get in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Please stay out of my head.
Yeah. And I think it was all the experiments that was done to him that he told them that, because even when they did find him, when Ultra found him, he was like pleading with Steven. He was like, just kill me now.
Yeah.
Kill me now. Like, I'm not going back to Citadel.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I guess he just doesn't. And he said that he was, they tore him apart piece by piece.
Yeah.
So who knows what that even means.
Right. I'm excited to see more of the Citadel.
Yeah.
I hope we get
too.
to see more of that.
Yeah. Hopefully, a big breakout of everyone. Because now they do know where it is.
And they have Charlotte, who can tell them things and
what's been going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then they do the whole second break-in to get more Tomorrow people out of Citadel.
Right.
And that just blows up in their face.
It was really naive of Kara. Like, quit while you're ahead, sweetie.
Yeah. And that was where, like what I was saying before, of like Jedediah knows what Steven's doing, because then they shot Steven, but John only shot him in the soft tissue.
Right.
Not any place that would really hurt him or
which
damage him.
could be argued that he shot him because he had to shoot him, but he didn't want to hurt him because they're friends.
Exactly.
Like, that could be argued.
Yeah.
Jedediah, calm down.
And I like that Steven was definitely playing it up this time of, like, he's becoming more of an Ultra agent, not with the Tomorrow people.
Yeah.
And especially to Jedediah being like, I thought they were my friends kind of thing. Now they're shooting me.
Yeah.
So they definitely think I'm against them.
Yes.
Which I think was good. It was good for Steven, at least, trying to infiltrate them. And I like when Jedediah was like, he's like, are you smiling that I got shot? Like, are you happy?
It's true. That was not surprising that Jedediah smiled.
No, it wasn't at all. But I like that. I like that they did that, and he wasn't so like, oh, I can't believe, like, concerned. He was like, I'm glad you took a bullet for us now.
Yeah, he's not the kind of guy to be like, you're my nephew, I care.
Yeah.
And I liked that that Jedediah told Steven's mom, like, oh, he's been working, because I hate when a show would just like ignore that major issue
of like people not being home or never being around, and
like no one notices that they've been gone. No, I loved that they were like, oh, I told you fell asleep.
Yeah. So Steven, all bandaged up, gets the bullet taken out of him at Ultra. And then Jedediah, doubled his pain medicine to knock him out, because he kind of figured out they're going after Citadel. They don't care about Arrow. Right. They do care about Arrow, but they...
not as much as they care about saving everyone else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the ambush happens, blows up in Kara's face, and, Jedediah shows up, and Arrow comes back. He kind of disappears. Like, I think he tried to escape, but he ended up... We didn't see it, but maybe he, had a change of heart and was like, I need to go back and save these people.
Right.
They did save me in the first place. Yeah. And then, Jedediah just doesn't care and just shoots him in the head.
Yeah. That didn't surprise me.
No, it didn't. No. But I thought, I don't know, I guess I was I wasn't surprised he did it, but I was kind of like, whoa, like, I wasn't expecting it right away.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I was expecting it to kind of maybe play out a little bit.
I was also disappointed that Kara and Charlotte didn't disappear.
Right away?
Right when there was a man standing between you and the gun.
Yeah. But hey, but I think that was Kara wanting to make sure that they all got out. Yes, yeah. She's very caring, so she wants to make sure everyone gets out and gets away. And I like the line that John said too. So then John ended up showing up to save her. Yeah. And pointing a gun at Jedediah's head, and he said that one of these days Kara's going to tell me to kill you, and I'm not going to hesitate on it. Yeah. I like that.
Scary.
It is. But why wouldn't... It's one of those things where, like, he's letting them do what they want to do. But they're doing the same thing, though, and letting him, run Ultra. Like, you've had multiple times to kill him. Yeah. Why not just do it? But if not, then we wouldn't have a show. So it makes sense.
Ultra would still exist.
They would, yes. They would. And then we would lose an awesome character, so don't kill him. Not yet.
I think what was really interesting was Kara was using Morgan. Yeah. Excuse me. Sorry.
See, you got on me for forgetting Astrid's name.
No, I was sorry. Intelligence is Megan. Got it. Tomorrow,
Gotcha.
people. Morgan.
Morgan.
Ooh. That Kara said, like, you know, we're gonna bring Morgan back to Ultra, and you're gonna have to deal with that, and they're gonna kill her.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I said my goodbyes. I think that I was really excited. Not excited, because that's disappointing. But I was really glad that he wasn't, you know, caving to her, because otherwise they could use her every time. And I know that Kara's going to.
Yeah. Yeah, I did like that part that he just he does care about her, and I'm sure he loves her, but he's not going to give up what he has there at Ultra.
Yeah, he's
for
not
her.
He's not going to give in every time because you threaten his girlfriend.
Exactly. Yeah. And then the, you know, big reveal at the end of this show, we find that, you know, Steven's mom has been going out on a date with this guy, Peter, who makes weird jokes about crossing streams, like a Ghostbuster reference, but
yeah.
And then he's at the house when Steven comes home, and
I'm glad he pointed out that he just got
yes,
there and then he didn't spend the night.
Yes. Yeah, he was like, this isn't like a, you know, morning after kind of thing.
Awkward.
Yes, yeah.
What a
which
weirdo.
why would you even say that in the first place? Like, just say, hey, sorry, hey, I just showed up and brought some donuts for you guys.
Yeah.
Don't be like, I didn't, you know, just, you know.
I know what
I
you're
just
thinking.
hang out. Yeah,
I didn't
exactly.
do it.
Yes, yeah. Come on, Peter. Yeah, that's just weird. And then Steven tries to, you know, get into his mind, and he can't.
He pushes him.
Yeah.
Right before that moment, I said to myself, because I was watching alone, I said to myself, I don't trust Peter.
Yeah.
Right then and there, I was like, I don't trust him. He brought donuts. I don't trust him.
You don't trust people that have donuts? No. Yeah. Don't trust anybody that comes to your house and brings donuts.
In the morning with your mom.
Yeah. Yeah. If it was like some, you know, sandwiches or something.
Right. That's different.
That's fine. But donuts, come on.
Yeah.
Go spend some more money and give me a better breakfast. Some hash browns or something.
Make me breakfast.
Exactly. Yeah, so Peter's definitely Tamara person, but we don't know which side.
I think he's evil.
Yeah. Why would he be blocking him out right away? But
do you think he might have something to do with Roger, with Steven's dad?
He may. Oh, and then the
Sorry.
I was going back to the Simon claim. Steven asks Jedediah about it, and Jedediah says he's dead, and they showed him a picture of him with a bullet wound in his chest, and that Jedediah burned Steven's dad's body. But I don't believe that one bit.
No one believes it.
No, I don't believe it at all.
I love when they go through and they're like, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
okay.
Kara was kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
She kind of was still on the fence of.
But the three guys did not believe it.
Yeah.
Not for a moment.
Yeah. I didn't believe it either.
Yeah.
He's definitely lying about that.
There's no way he would do that.
No. It's his brother. No. But so that kind of wrapped up that episode with Peter being good or bad. We don't know.
Just he has powers.
Yes, exactly. The preview for next. Did you see the preview for next week?
Did I see the preview for next week?
It looks like there's a new Ultra agent with Steven, like blonde hair girl.
Yeah.
The younger girl.
Oh, and there's a test.
Yeah, they're being like evaluated. So, but that was all they kind of said. It wasn't really an in-depth preview for it.
No.
Do you have any news? I don't have any news this week.
I do not have any news this week.
Okay. Then let's get into predictions.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Ooh.
Do you want to go first?
Yes. Okay. I predict, I don't know if it's next episode or sometime this season, that John and Morgan are going to kiss. Kara is going to see it and be unhappy. Kara and Steven will kiss, at least. And Peter is evil. Those are my predictions.
Gotcha. Yeah, my prediction is I think that Steven is Jedediah's son. Or not Steven, I mean, sorry. John, sorry. Sorry. Wrong person. I think John is Jedediah's son.
Okay, biologically.
Yes, because he has just that weird bond. Like, he already has that fatherly bond with him. I just think that's going to be revealed somehow.
This season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And who is his mom? I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah. Maybe she'll be, I don't know. Somebody down the line. Not Morgan. That's not his mom.
Gross.
Because that would be, yeah. This isn't Back to the Future.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then, I'm trying to think what else. I had something earlier, and I didn't write it down.
Was it about next week's evaluation?
No. I didn't, I felt, I wanted more from that preview for next week.
Yeah.
I didn't like that preview.
I feel like they said if you don't pass the evaluation, you lose your powers.
Oh, okay. But I feel like they're definitely introducing this new girl, which I think is going to be another person that is in the mix of everyone. And
really, you think she'll stick around?
Maybe.
I mean, each time they give him a new Ultra person, they get rid of them right away. I feel like next week during the evaluation, one of them has to pass and one of them has to fail. I think Steven has to pass because he has to keep his powers, and she will fail and they'll take away her powers, and then we'll never see her again.
Oh, I hope not. I don't know. We have to meet her first.
Yeah.
Then I'll decide if I wanted to stay
around.
It's a
random guess based on no information.
On that short preview, that's what's gonna happen next week. But yeah, I feel like that's my only prediction. The one that I think it's gonna be revealed that's his dad.
All right. I just want to also say that I think Alice, the new computer, the new Tim.
Yeah.
I think we need to see more of her.
Yeah, I like her.
She's hilarious.
Yeah, that was good too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so where can they find you at?
You can find me on the web at www.yael.tv. That's yael.tv, and on Twitter at Yael Tygiel, YAELTYGIEL. I apologize for all the letters.
It's okay. Letters are good.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter at Tom the Com. That's TOMTHECALM. And you can find me here on Tuesday nights doing Supernatural at 11 o'clock, and on Wednesday nights at 10 o'clock doing WWE Main Event. And we will see you guys next week.
Yeah.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.